Richard James.
Yes?
You've probably noticed that not one of the Anderson shows had what you might call a series finale.
Ah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Indeed, many popular cult TV shows of the 60s, 70s, and indeed the 1980s didn't end in a way that tied up the story. They just sort of stopped.
Uh-huh.
And that's the end of it. No. Many of the Supermarionation series ended with a clip show, and shows such as UFO Space Precinct, which I think you may know, New Captain Scarlet, and the first season of Space 1999 concluded with an episode that did at least feel sort of like a suitably final note on which to end things, even if nothing was really resolved as such. However, had things turned out differently, one prominent Anderson series could have ended with an episode that, while not serving as a finale as such, would have pointed to the ultimate fate of the show's characters.
Oh, right.
The series in question?
Yes?
Space 1999.
I knew it. Great. This is going to be interesting. Go on.
I can't guarantee it. The name of the story?
Yeah.
Children of the Gods.
Children of the Gods.
Now,
like it.
This story would have opened with Moonbase Alpha disappearing bit by bit until finally the entire base had been relocated to a different planet. Here, the Alphans would find themselves subject to the whims of two powerful children who were being monitored by an alien observer. The children would use their powers to put the Alphans through various mental and physical trials, but with no clear purpose. They would seem to be just tormenting our heroes for the sake of it.
A bit like the podcast. Then.
Naughty children, yes, just like that. All sorts of mental and physical trials.
Yes. Ultimately pointless.
Yes, yeah, fair enough. As this episode unfolded, it would transpire that these children and their observer are from 300 years in the future, and the children were abducted as babies from a human colony that is about to make contact with the observer's planet.
Gosh.
The big twist of this episode was to be that the human colony was in fact founded by the Alphans themselves, showing that they did actually eventually find a new home and found a civilization, and 300 years from now will be resuming their exploration of space. Do you see what's happened here? It's all a bit... Timey-wimey, as they say, yes.
That's right.
Now, the Observer's race wants to know whether humanity poses a threat to them, so by taking the two children, raising them in a moral and ethical vacuum, giving them these powers and turning them loose on the Alphans, they hope to learn more about how humans treat other life forms.
That's a bit convoluted,
well, we know what children do. If the children fail this test by proving humanity is inherently evil, they and Alpha will be destroyed, and thus the human colony will never exist in 300 years' time. Are you still with me?
Just about, yes.
I'm just about still with myself. Over the course of the episode, the children will begin to learn from the Alphans, but not quite enough to prevent the Observer from deciding that they must be destroyed.
Oh, jeopardy.
Yeah. This would all be resolved by one or possibly both children making the ultimate act of self-sacrifice.
Children killing themselves.
Yes,
excellent.
Really cheery stuff. But, of course, this would prove to the Observer that humanity isn't all bad, and that his people can live in peace with their human neighbours, in fact.
Okay.
The Alphans will be returned to the moon and allowed to go on their way with the certain knowledge that there is a new home waiting out for them somewhere. All they have to do is find it.
Yeah, okay.
That's nice,
isn't it?
End,
yes.
So that all sounds like a pretty interesting way to shake up the series, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Why did this not happen? Why didn't it go into production? And why isn't it an episode that we've all watched 1,000 times? Well,
you tell me.
I'm going to. Children of the Gods was written between seasons of Space 1999 by writer Johnny Byrne. He wrote 3 scripts during this time. The Biological Computer, which was eventually filmed as The Metamorph. The Face of Eden, which was eventually filmed as The Immunity Syndrome. And Children of the Gods. Now, according to him, Dad claimed that Children of the Gods was one of the best scripts he had ever read.
Crikey.
But oh look, who's that striding slightly aggressively and inappropriately towards our story? Second season producer, Fred Freiberger. Now, Fred felt rather differently. In fact, he thought that the script didn't fit the show's revised format and instead asked Johnny to write an alternative story, which was The Last of the Psychons, which was filmed as the show's final episode, The Dorkons.
Okay.
Now, according to Johnny, the Children of the Gods script got lost in the production shuffle. He didn't keep a copy, and so it looks like it is lost to time. However, it was later adapted as part of Powis Media's Space 1999 novel range. So there you go. Were you aware of Children of the Gods, Podsterons? Children of the Godsterons. I got very confused there.
You did, brother.
Oh, dear. So, yes, were you aware of it? What do you think it would have been like? Do you think it would have been too meta? Get it? Too confusing? Yes. Does that knowledge change the Alphans' approach to a future world? And might they reach somewhere and think, oh, we're supposed to settle here, and then they don't, and then that changes the entire thing that's happened to them? I mean, yeah, we don't know. Cause and effect and all that sort of stuff, and perhaps the Blenovich limitation effect.
Might have come into play, yes.
Who knows? So there you go. It sounds quite fun, though, and it would be a really nice way to have a you'll be all right. As well as having a cool story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't know. Have we broached this subject before? When did they know during the shooting of Space 1999 Season 2 that it was going to be the last? Or did they not know while they were
I don't think they knew until fairly close to the end, I suspect.
Right.
I mean, the writing must have been on the wall to some degree, but yeah.